One of the most powerful concepts in really understanding how do we change human behavior is to understand that our beliefs drive our behavior. Our beliefs drive our behavior. Now, the reverse of that is true. Our behavior tells us what your beliefs are. My son is getting his black belt in karate, and when he goes to karate class, they end the class by saying, "My actions define me." You see, but our actions are driven by our beliefs. So I was speaking to 1,000 salespeople for a large company about 3 years ago. And the night before I was speaking, I was in my room trying to find something new that I could actually share with this audience. I had this notion that questions really are fundamentally rooted in understanding, that the only reason I ask a question is to understand the other person. So I was looking for some connection between understanding and questioning. And I couldn't find it. But let me tell you what I did find. I found a technology newsletter that said that these 3 beliefs may be the most profound things necessary to effectively communicate and change another person. And they are this. Number 1, the goal of effective communication is not persuasion. It's understanding. Now, that hit me in the face because I always thought the goal of effective communication was persuasion. But he said it's understanding. The second belief, he said, is that you have to believe that what you're really trying to do when you're trying to change someone's behavior, whether it's to try and influence them to go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner, or whether you're trying to sell a major account, or whether you're trying to sell a major idea within your company, is simply you're trying to exchange ideas with another person. And you want that person to exchange ideas, not just me share ideas. And then the third thing he says is you need this belief. If you believe that the goal is understanding, if you believe that you're exchanging ideas, then you must know this last belief. And that is, people are not likely to exchange ideas with you or me or anyone unless 2 things are likely true. 1, they have to believe that we're not biased. If I think you're biased, I will not openly and honestly share ideas with you. The second thing they say is that you have to believe that you understand that person, and that person has to believe they understand you. Now, think about it from a sales perspective. The last 50 calls that you made, ask yourself this question. What percentage of the customers that I called on would say to themselves when I left, "Man, she's not biased"? I'll bet you that's a low number. Now, you want to sell more? Then use words and language that demonstrate that you're not biased. Say, our product's not for everybody. The second question you have to ask yourself is, would that customer say, "Hey, they really understand me. They understand my issues, my challenges, my business"? My guess is that's a low number too, because the reality is we're far more interested in getting people to understand us and our product than we are in understanding them. So these 3 beliefs to me are central to how I act, to how I have actions that define me. So I have to understand that my goal is understanding. I want to exchange information. And lastly, I want to make deadgum sure they don't think I'm biased by my words and my actions. And I want them to make sure that I understand them. And that means I'm asking the questions to truly understand their situation and see if our product or service is a fit. And if it is, they'll buy.